Will Acting Mayor Sebastian Duterte show up at the ring this Sunday when Davao City Acting Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte threw down a challenge last Sunday on his podcast, inviting Philippine National Police Chief General Nicolas Torre III to a fistfight? It might have been a reckless flex, a macho bluff, or just another display of Duterte bravado. What he didn't expect? The country's top cop called him on it, and not with street thuggery, but with structure, with discipline, and with a bigger purpose. General Torre didn't just accept the challenge, he trained. He secured the venue, the historic Rizal Memorial Coliseum. He had a regulation boxing ring installed. He coordinated with sponsors who promised donations to help typhoon and flood victims. He even invited drug testing, as any real fighter would do before entering a sanctioned match. It's not just a brawl anymore. It's a charity fight for a cause. It's a public stand. But now the nation waits with a collective question: where is Baste? As of today, the younger Duterte remains silent. No confirmations, no statements, no training videos, no press appearance. Silence from the man who called the fight in the first place. And in that silence, many are starting to see a different picture. Not of a public servant standing his ground, but of a spoiled heir puffing his chest until someone steps forward and says, "Let's do this." Because make no mistake, this is bigger than fists. Torre's decision to shift the narrative away from cheap intimidation and into a structured charity event is the move of a seasoned leader. In fact, former Senator Panfilo Ping Lacson, a retired four-star general himself, said it best. While admitting he wouldn't personally recommend the fight, he added, "That's Torre's personal call," and even pledged his 1-month pension to buy a ticket, provided the proceeds benefit those suffering from floods and natural calamities. Whether Duterte shows up or not, Torre stated confidently, there are sponsors who have already committed to give aid. Even Malacanang had something to say. In a brief yet telling remark, Palace Press Officer Usec, Claire Castro said, "Kung matuloy man, good luck." A quiet nod, perhaps, that they're watching too. This is not a circus. This is a rare moment of clarity where public spectacle meets civic duty. Torre is not playing by the old script of insult for insult politics. He's flipping it. He's training in Camp Crane, gloves on, sweat pouring, not to boost his ego, but to serve through spectacle, yes, but for a purpose that helps more than just his pride. And what of Baste? This isn't the first time he has acted out of line. He's often styled himself in the mold of his father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, blunt, aggressive, anti-establishment, but Baste lacks the tact and the timing. He insulted the chief of police on a podcast. He challenged him to violence, but when it was time to show up, to put skin in the game, he vanished. If he doesn't step into that ring this Sunday, what does that say about him? Maybe this was never about charity for Baste. Maybe it was never about honor. Maybe it was about playing the tough guy until someone tougher, calmer, and more composed stepped up and said, "I'm here." But this moment could still be salvaged. He could show up. He could take the mandatory drug test, as all athletes do. He could use the very platform he created, this chaos, for good. It could be an act of redemption, or at least a gesture of accountability. Until then, the country watches. Torre will be there. The ring is ready. The gloves are laced. The donations are pledged. The people are tuned in. Now it's Baste's move. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to AngKampanero, Tinig ng Katotohanan, Tunog ng Kasaysayan. And thank you to all our new subscribers and to everyone who watched this video. Let's keep the bell ringing for truth, justice, and freedom.